and welcome back to the Healthy Voyager. I'm Carolyn Scott, and this time you're joining me on a cross-country road trip with Monte RV. Welcome to my epic cross-country road trip in a state-of-the-art RV by Monte RV. While I've driven across country before, I've never done it like this, and I have to say, I fell in love with van life. Every little detail in the RV was so well thought out, from the perfect amount of outlets to ample storage, great kitchen appliances, a full bathroom with incredible heated water pressure, and even overhead lights accessible from bed. I was so happy and cozy in my 25-foot RV that I really did question if I could live like this full time, as it truly had everything I needed. My route took me on a one-way journey from Miami to Los Angeles. After picking up the RV, I spent some time with my family and friends in Miami and Orlando before heading to Pensacola, home to sugary white sand beaches, museums, as well as a fun downtown bar and dining scene. After leaving Pensacola and stopping at our next destination, I got some work in and a great night's sleep. Waking up and making breakfast in the RV was one of my favorite things to do. We stocked the kitchen with the usual stuff we eat at home, but to be able to do it right smack in an RV park in the French Quarter of New Orleans was a real treat. This RV park had everything we needed, from water and electric hookups to a beautiful pool, all in the center of the historic New Orleans sites. I've been to New Orleans many times and always grab a drink at Lafitte's, one of the oldest bars in America, along with walking the French Quarter and grabbing a tasty meal. This time, I popped into Breads on Oak for some vegan eats and treats like their signature king cake before heading out on one of my favorite things to do in NOLA, a ghost tour followed by some veggie gumbo at the gumbo shop. Driving through Louisiana and the South in general, it's hard not to run into several plantations. A sobering view into America's past, it's worth the roadside stop to learn about the history and significance these homes were to the fabric of the Old South, from slavery to wartime to freedom. By nightfall, we had made it to the great state of Texas. A few days were spent boondocking at my cousin's place in Houston before making our way to Austin for a fun evening at a centrally located RV park in downtown. We then passed through the cute German town of Greene on our way to San Antonio to pay our respects to the Alamo and grab a tasty Tex-Mex meal on the canal. But since I'd already been to all of those places, I wanted to head towards the western part of Texas that I'd never visited. We were able to snag a great campsite at the Caverns of Sonora and wake up to a private tour of the caverns after breakfast. It's so fun to walk out the door of your RV and be someplace new every morning. And speaking of someplace new, I was super stoked to finally check out a place that has been on my list for years, Marfa, Texas. Now on the outskirts of Marfa, Marfa, Texas, which has been come to be known as a very artsy and quirky part of West Texas. It's a very small town that is home to all sorts of cool art galleries and shops and restaurants. And one of the things that put it on the map is the Prada store. It's a great place to come take photos. One of the many funky art installations out here in West Texas. I made it out here with my trusty Monte RV. I started in Miami. I'm now in West Texas, so a little further than halfway. I stopped in a bunch of major cities, which was really fun to see that there were so many RV spots located within major cities. There was one right in the French Quarter, New Orleans. Stayed right in Austin, Texas, right downtown. So I got a little bit of city life, but now I'm going into my adventure part of my trip, going cross country, and started in the caverns of Sonora, and then camping out here in Marfa, and on my way to Roswell, White Sands, Tombstone, and then back to some cities, back to Los Angeles. So, I enjoyed the trip thus far. There's more to come, and this is the halfway stop. Marfa is a small desert city in West Texas, known as an arts hub. Artists from all over the world come here to flex their creative muscles, putting up art installations in galleries, industrial spaces, and even out on the wild landscape. Marfa hosts a wide variety of exhibitions, concerts, and festivals year-round. And fun fact, outside town is a viewing platform from which the mysterious orbs known as the Marfa Lights phenomenon can be sometimes seen. The town is full of hip artists and creatives, so the food and drink scene is also edgy and fun, as is the shopping. Marfa has also been the backdrop to famous films and TV shows, and rightfully so, as there's definitely something mystical about Marfa. But if you're looking for mystical, look no further than Roswell, New Mexico. So as you can see, the Monte RV vehicle made it to Roswell. I'm here with my fellow beings. Roswell is a city in southeastern New Mexico. It's renowned as the site of an alleged 1947 UFO crash. While the town and area is home to quite a bit of Native American history, as well as a booming art scene, no theme is more prevalent here than aliens. Roswell definitely delivers on the alien theme all over town. From the space-themed McDonald's to the International UFO Museum showcasing artifacts and movie props, every block of downtown Roswell is blanketed in some sort of alien-themed gimmick. I loved visiting the art galleries as they offered fun interactive walkthroughs and activities that added to the fun of the space-loving town. After getting our fill of space creatures and lore, we did our daily RV prep and headed out on our next adventure. Located on the border of West Texas and New Mexico, you'll find one of the coolest and easiest to access national parks, White Sands. Although it may look like I'm at a ski resort, that is not snow. That is sand here at White Sands National Park. Great wave-like dunes of gypsum sand have engulfed 275 square miles of desert, creating the world's largest gypsum dune field.
All right, let's slide.
Rising from the heart of the Tularosa Basin is one of the world's great natural wonders. And no matter what age you are, you can't help but want to play. It was time to say goodbye to New Mexico and keep heading west to another place that has always been on my must-visit list, Tombstone, Arizona. Being a huge history buff and lover of anything Old West, I loved finally getting the chance to visit historic Tombstone. Our RV park was right next door to the OK Corral, home to the famed gunfight led by Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. The town is a living museum, home to working saloons, fun reenactments, and incredibly well-preserved history. Walk the streets like Wyatt Earp did, check out the mining caverns, and absolutely take a nighttime walking tour to get the scoop on all things eerie in Tombstone. Sadly, I had almost made it all the way west. I said my goodbyes to the ghosts of old Tombstone and made a pit stop for some vegan tacos and visited family in Phoenix before crossing the California border for one last evening in my beloved RV. I adore Joshua Tree, and it was really great to camp out there to enjoy one last sunset and sunrise in the desert, as well as make a few fun stops to see junkyard art and pay my respects to the Cabazon dinosaurs before bidding farewell to my cozy home on wheels. Well, I've gone all the way from east to west in my El Monte RV. I hope you enjoyed my adventure, and I hope you'll join me again next time on the next Healthy Voyager.